I'm going to do this video short, straight to the point. This video is about people who wear masks. This is like my fifth time doing this video, and every video I've done I didn't really like. So this video is about people who wear masks. Now I met a man who was from Nigeria, and he's supposed to have been a pastor for 18 years, but yet this man was wearing a mask. First met him, second day invites me to eat. He has fufu. Asked me if I wanted some. I said no, no thank you. I declined on the food because I know people, they speak affirmations over their food, and I don't eat from people that cook and speak affirmations over their food. So, long story short, if you're if you're not friendly, if you're not um, if you're not a people person, don't be yourself. Be you. Don't try to be someone that you're not. Don't try to be friendly to people, and you know you're not a people person or you're not a friendly person. Now, for a pastor, you would expect more from out of a pastor, but this person that I met became very, very rude, very um, self-centered and egotistical. And I shared some stories with him about my spiritual journey, and he advised me to take and do um, a 7 day um, fasting, and that is from 6 to 12. Uh, no, from 6 to 6. I'm sorry. Fast for from 6 to 6 for 7 days, and he said if you haven't received an answer, then you will receive an answer by this fast. And he said you have to pray and do this and do that. So I did all of this. We talked for 3 days straight. After that, it started to dwindle to the point of once a week, and then it came to the point of not talking at all. Here a couple days here yesterday, I'm sitting in the seat, and basically he didn't come up and say, "Do you mind if I, use this seat that you're sitting in? I like sitting here because it's comfortable." No, he basically said to me, "Get up." And I respect an older person because he is an elder. He's older than I. So, but for a person like this stature, you expect more from a person who is a pastor and who's been a pastor for 18 years. You wouldn't expect them to wear a mask at all. You know, if you're not a people person, you're not a friendly person, why wear a mask? If you give a person enough rope to hang themselves, you will see their true identity. You will see their true face. I gave him that much rope to hang himself to see how he was. Immediately when I first saw him, I started talking to him, and I started, to try to get to know him. He tells me that he offered, no, he tells me that a man asked him for money. This was the second day we were talking. He said a man was asking for money. He said he had a five, he had a 10, a 20, and $100 bill. So the man asked him if he had change. Normally, you have a small bill, you give the small bill, but he didn't do that. He took the money and put it back in his pocket, I guess. So the man proceeds to stab him in his head, stabbed him in his eye, stabbed him in his shoulder and back and other places, neck. Um, but I start to see exactly why this happened to him because the man is rude, which you do not expect this from a pastor. He's very, very self centered. He's very arrogant. He's very um, in his ego. There is a lot of pastors and preachers and priests and monks that are in trouble with the Almighty because of their teachings. that are wrong. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying there are some, you know, those that are taking money from people, and using it for their own benefit and not for the church or not for the people, not giving back. Those that are taking tithes, those that are preaching the wrong things, those that are not preaching the right things, those that are using a certain image, which you should not be doing, praying to an image. And I'm not going to go in there quoting about in the Bible, so I'm not going to do that because I don't want nobody leaving another message on my thing. And so when it comes to political, uh, um, um, spiritual warfare, I'm not going through that. So, long story short, give a person enough rope to hang themselves. This was my downfall from my last relationship, but I learned when I was in jail those that are not righteous and how humans treat each other. Those that are not righteous, those that wear masks, say, "Oh, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that again. Oh, I'm not going to drink anymore. Oh, I'm not going to do drugs anymore. Oh, I'm not going to rob anybody anymore. Oh, I'm not going to steal cars anymore." You give them enough rope, they're going to hang themselves. Oh, I'm going to get right. Oh, I'm gonna plead, talking to you, trying to talk to the Almighty and trying to ask for forgiveness, or to get in trouble, and they beg and beg and beg for the Almighty, but once the Almighty gives them that help, they turn around and they never call on the Almighty anymore. These are people that walk around with masks on their face. There's countless times that people have came up to me, knowing my character and knowing what they were seeing. They come up to me all holy and thou, but then they show a different person. That later on, next couple a week or two go by, then then the mask comes off and the real person comes out. Same thing here. Pastor showed me one side of him, giving, caring, respectful. Then he turned out egotistical, vain, pushy. He's an elder, but doesn't give him the right to be pushy. But you show yourself one way. You're nice, you're offering food. You're talking to me for 3 days straight about spiritual work, and then after that, no more. So these are people that's wearing masks. Always give people enough rope to hang themselves. You can't really trust any one word. And I don't want to hear that word is a bond. No. What you trust is their actions. What you see and you watch is their actions on how they treat you and how they begin to act after weeks or months go by. And even years, you still can't, you know, but give them enough rope to hang themselves. You see the true person. Lion of Judah, ancestor of the Lyrians, out.